Oh, we're live today earlier, not that early, but earlier. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get straight into it. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. This is a Black Girl Tarot reader. That is an eyelash. Okay. Um, let's get into it. Holy Spirit, Spirit guides, and angels, please allow me to deliver the message here for the Aries Collective. Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising. Thank you so much. All right. Woo, came right out. Came right out. This is an ancestor message. We have the animal guardian. Trust your instincts. It's a beautiful one. It always leads into the message that I want to talk about after the reading. How many of you guys went and watched that video in the community tab that I asked you guys to watch the other day? I forgot what the girl's name is. Danique. She's like from Switzerland or Netherlands, the Netherlands. And she broke down the different dimensions here and the different states of consciousness in each dimension. We're going to talk about that after. We're going to talk about that after because I also watched the Aaron Hernandez reading from Sloan last night. Probably for like, I watched it when it first came out because I love her content, but I think I fell asleep. And so I watched it again last night. You watched, Michelle Antoinette, you watched the video that I actually watched? Because we're going to talk about that. And the animal guardian comes out here and it says, trust your instincts. This is why it's so important. And that when I do tarot, I always tell you and teach as well. And not just like, I'm not one of those tarot readers that just says this is going to happen, because it's not true. There are infinite possibilities of what could happen, but the tarot predicts what is being projected based off of the energy at the moment. And I always explain that. And in any situation, you always rely on your own intuition and you always trust your intuition, to something that I also am really going to instill when I do my tarot course. I have one person who is booked right now. I'm only taking 2 people at a time. And this is just a one-on-one session. I am still offering a long extended course, like where I'm going through each card on a video, and that's going to be for my membership tab. That's not done being made, and anybody who gets the one-on-one session, you'll get that for free. But okay, am I back now? Am I back now? Are we cooking? Okay, good. Okay, I figured it out. I don't have to close out the live anymore. I figured out how to do it. Oh, good God. But you see, that energy is real. Energy is real. Every time I'm about to drop some real knowledge, some gems that is like to protect you, like not about love and money and this, which all of those are tools and mechanisms to get to you as well, which is important, which is why you need discernment. Anytime I'm about to drop some real gems, something like that happened. Is that a coincidence? Let me ask y'all, is that a coincidence? I don't think so. I don't think so. All right. Actually, Allie, hey Allie, I actually emailed you about it. A little bit about what I was going to talk about today as well. All right, let's see. Animal guardian, trust your instincts. Show us clearly here. This energy, King of Swords, is all about intellect, truth, and discernment. It came out yesterday, actually. Knight of Pentacles, slow moving energy, slow to grow, slow to build, slow to invest in a situation. And the Star card. Okay, and the Star card is healing. Okay, the Star card is a renewal of your faith. Okay, hope, optimism. It could literally be stardom from some people, recognition. And the Star card is also definitely success. Aquarius energy here very strongly. So I don't know if anybody has Aquarius in their chart and one of their big 3. I'm going to read the animal instinct real quick. The animal instinct guardian. So, and it says, trust the powerful animal spirit within to learn more about yourself and your talents. The animal guardian is a card that represents the angels of the animal kingdom. Animals are angels of nature who have incredible lessons to offer in medicine that can support you on your spiritual journey and help you survive some of your greatest challenges. And when you connect with the energies of animals, you can learn a lot about yourself and the earth. You also have instinctive animal energy within that can direct you towards everything you need and more. The animal guardian card depicts a tribal angel being held and supported by her animals. She has a love for them and they have a love for her, demonstrating how incredibly connected nature is with the spirit realm. Incredibly connected, right? Animals, I feel, are more intuitive than we are because and it's not that we're not intuitive, but we are conditioned to not listen to our intuition, which is why this card is great. Animals are not being conditioned to not listen to their intuition, so they actually warn us on different things and different levels. That's why animals are so beautiful, because they are really like the closest things to nature. So we have the King of Swords, we have the Knight of Pentacles, and we have the Star card. Aries, this is about literally these three cards here is about trusting your path, trusting what you are investing in and taking it slow. Taking it slow, not because you are nervous or fearful about what is to come or what you're investing in, but so that, I mean, I would say this, especially Aries. I'm speaking to a community of Aries. We are so in a rush to get to the finish line. We are so in a rush to have our happily ever after. We are so in a rush to get exactly what we want. But true trust and faith is knowing that we don't have to rush to the finish line and everything is still going to turn out exactly how we desire. Our prayer is still going to be answered, whether that is a relationship, like you meet somebody, you know this is your person, you know you're going to marry them, you know you're going to have kids with them, and you're in a rush. But if you know what is at the end, why not take your time to develop everything that your intuition or your insight or your dream or your prayer was, right? Or is, okay? And that's what this is saying here. The King of Swords is very knowledgeable, very intelligent, very intellectual. He may have some other things that he has to work on, right? He has all this intellect, all this discernment, all this intuition, but he may have some other things that he needs to foster and grow, especially if it's with other people. Okay. Maybe it's a personal project. Maybe it is your business, right? He knows a lot, but he doesn't know it all, right? Because the emperor is the king of all the kings. So, what this is saying here, Aries, is to trust your instincts, trust your intuition, but be okay with, I know this might trigger some people, the slow road to the success so that you don't miss anything, so that you can invest in whatever it is that you're investing in fully. And you get this, you reach the star card, you reach the answered prayer, you reach the success that you are desiring. And I can see that very strongly for a relationship, right? When you're doing the work in between, because there's always work to be done, but especially if you're trying to get to a particular goal of moving in together, maybe starting a family, maybe being married long term, there's a lot of the in between, right? There's a little bit more than the knowing, hey, this is my person, okay? The work has to be done as well. Same thing for success and stardom and a business and whatever else, okay? So that is what we have for there. All right. So I hope that I hope that helped, because that's a good message. That's a real message. You know, sometimes we see the success, we see everything that the success is going to bring for us in our lives, and we just want the success. But there's a lot of shaping and molding that has to be done. Where the hell did this nail go? There's a lot of shaping and molding that has to be done, you know, in the process. And if you truly trust that it's going to happen, you'll be okay with taking your time in the meantime, in between time. I don't even know when I lost this nail. I know from walking up the stairs, it was on. I don't even know what happened. Um, so let me pull this up real quick because I don't want to get this wrong. I'm only just going to go through it briefly. But if you guys haven't watched that video that um, I posted in the community tab the other day, I would really strongly urge you to watch that. Her name is Danique. Danique. I like that name. It's a beautiful name. Beautiful name. Danique. and she posted about the different dimensions and how to transcend them as consciousness. And it shows you like whenever you say something or you speak something, this is how you know that we're energy. Because I just like the day before I had said and thrown that into the video that not everybody walking this earth is human, right? Some of you went over your head. Some of you knew exactly what I was talking about and referring to. Some people just thought I'm cuckoo and I'm crazy. And there will be people who just think you're cuckoo and crazy, and that's okay, right? Unfortunately, those are the people that could be the strongest targets to manipulation, mind control, and spiritual attacks, because they don't believe anything outside of themselves is real, which is actually one of the first dimensions, actually the second dimension. But so yeah, so I wanted to talk about that a little bit because I feel that, I mean, it ties into everything that I'm always speaking about, especially within relationships. Some people, I see some tarot readers to be like, oh, people use the word narcissist all the time and da 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 da, and it's oversaturated, it's overused. Don't buy into that. Okay. Don't listen to that. Don't, agree with that, because yes, we're hearing it a lot, but what is happening is that a lot of narcissists are being produced into this world now. And that's where we're at. You understand? That is why. Okay. People are waking up and being knowledgeable to what is happening. Okay. So the first dimension is showing here the state. I ran it back. I'm just going to keep on rolling. Keep on rolling. I just checked my connection. Am I back? See you say, I'm frozen. But am I back now? I should be back now. Okay. I checked the connection when I was just frozen and it says excellent connection. So just so you guys know what's happening. All right. So black holes, the first dimension, null consciousness, black holes, parasites, loosh harvesting. Now I am in between with, and if you guys don't know what loosh harvesting is, just look it up. It is literally what we call kind of like what we call vampires, like energetic vampires. But the people who have ever been in a relationship, or maybe even, I don't know if I can say this. Okay, but let me use this example. If you've ever been in a relationship and you've had somebody who's extremely toxic, narcissistic, I have, where they literally just create drama and havoc and make you upset, and it's almost like they feed off of your energy when you're broken, when you're upset, when you're crying, when you are losing yourself. That is when that person almost like thrives, like they get off on it, and then they want to make up. That it's like that, but it's to the 10th degree. I almost feel like you can say that it is done on us collectively. Okay. I don't know how much I can say about that. But when we see mass violence, when we see things that trigger us, when we see things that put us in fear, as a collective, we are humans, we have emotions, we cry, we get angry, we get enraged. That is harvesting our energy. This is why I say turn off the fucking TV. All right. And don't, submerge. And I'm like, Chelsea, people are dying and and all this other stuff. Yes, we're all gonna die. And I know that sounds like it could sound insensitive, but I promise you, anybody leaving this earth is in a much better place than us. Don't allow that so much to consume you in the point where you are giving over your energy. Okay. And that's the first dimension. Now, the thing what I was about to say is I am still discerning whether or not some people are, and I use the word people loosely, but people who are born in a human sense. And as I'm saying it, I hear my spirit guys saying no. So I don't know, because what I was trying to say is if people are born that way and that for that no consciousness, I would say narcissists are usually born as humans. And so this is what I'm trying to say is that like the first D people, meat suits, literally, that's how Denny describes them, as people walking around with meat suits. They have no consciousness. I don't know if they're placed here. I don't know how that happens, but my spirit guide's telling me they're not born like that. Okay. But the second D, okay, is the narcissist, is the word that we hear a lot. And that level of consciousness is I am what I have. Okay. I am what I have. So think about that, right? When we talk about narcissism, we talk about people who they get validation from other people, and this consciousness sense of they get validation based off of what they have, material things, even if it's people, physical things, right? Um, what are you referring to, Lauren? Which one are you talking about? They learn it from childhood. Well, no consciousness, people who have no consciousness, I'm not talking about in the sense of, oh, they don't have a conscious if they could do that. I'm talking about people who are dead behind the eyes that may not even be human. Okay. I'm not talking about people who, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. They don't have a conscious. That may be a little bit more sociopathic. That may be a little bit more narcissistic, but I'm talking about completely dead, completely like, and there's videos on this on YouTube where there are people who look like damn near robots. But if you look in their eyes, they go black. Now, I think there is a thin line though, right? With the narcissism and the no consciousness, because I have had an experience where I have looked in someone's eyes and they turn black. Okay. And if it was not for me and my friend together, right, I wouldn't even have believed what I saw. I'll tell y'all that story one day. But when I saw his eyes turn black, I looked at her and she looked at me and I was like, we got to get out of here. Like, yes, that is kind of like, so you know else who is another good example of that, Shannon? Um, who is that guy? I can't remember his name. Sloan did another video on him as well. The guy who went and offed his kids and his wife. That was like a big deal during 2020. If you ever look at his interview, you can kind of see there's nothing there. And again, some people are born into kind of like occultism and things like that, where, there it is. Yeah, Chris Watts. There is nothing there. You can see through people's eyes whether or not there is a soul there or is there not. Some people literally have black eyes. And I had messaged Allie about this. Yesterday. We were talking about something else, but I was always fascinated with Aaron Hernandez because I remember when I first started seeing him or just coming in awareness of him as a football player, I remember looking at him and saying, something's not right. Something's not right. And mind you, and I think he would fall under the 2D. I am what I have, but it's not just, oh, I want these material things. People come into this level of consciousness through wounding and traumatic experiences, which is why I always say we have to protect our children. There are people that prey on the children specifically, right? Intentionally to create this narcissism in our world, which is why we are seeing this in an uptick, or we see so many people under this influence. Okay. Right. So that's what I wanted to say about the whole narcissist thing is that they're literally, I feel like they're, and maybe it's subconscious. It could be subconscious, but the agenda of the SAing and traumatic experiences that are inflicted on children wounds their auric field. And when you ruin your auric field, you're susceptible to attachments and a demonic attachments and things of that nature. Okay. So even if you are with someone and they have these narcissistic tendencies or they are full-blown narcissists, yes, it stemmed from some sort of wounding of the auric field that was never been healed. And to the point where they become what we consider the villain, but it's much deeper than that. Okay. And you got to be careful, especially when you're sleeping with these people. Okay. You think you're in love and you can't let them go, but it's because you're sleeping with something that has an attachment to it. And you're really sleeping with that attachment, that demon, that demonic spirit, whatever you want to call it. And that's why I be trying to shake people and say, wake up. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this is not love. You are under some sort of illusion. Okay. This is why self-love is so important. Okay. This is why it's so important. It's not about, getting your nails done, massages and things like that. This is about discernment. Okay. When you love yourself and you have those healthy boundaries, you can discern and you are not, give me. I want attention. This feels good. Oh my God, I'm digmatized. You understand? You will be able to break free from that freely, okay, without losing yourself, or be willing to give yourself up because of something feels good. Okay. And I'm just talking about states of consciousness. I'm not even talking about the whole codependent like that. Okay. So the next one is a 3D is the matrix people. This is what you hear me talk about all the time. I am what I do. If I am not doing something, if I'm not working hard, I am not receiving any type of validation, right? If I am not great at my job, if I am not moving up, if I am not getting awards, if I'm not doing, this is why I take a lot of breaks. You know, at first I used to kind of like, I saw myself getting away from that and like measuring myself from what my numbers are. But as long as how I measure myself is the feedback that I get from people, right? And my feedback has never changed since I started this channel about when I connect to people of how I help them, right? That's where I say, okay, I know I'm on my right path. I know I'm following my purpose, not by numbers, not by accolades, not by money, not by what I have, not, all of that stuff is good. It's not bad. But when you define yourself on that consciousness of I am what I do, those are the people that literally kill themselves working, right? And we're seeing a lot of times people more commonly right now, people are breaking out of that matrix, right? A lot of you're watching things. Chelsea, did you get the opportunity to watch that video? What are your thoughts on it? I'm not sure what video you're referring to. Let me know what video you're referring to. But I'm seeing a lot of people who are starting to break this level of thinking. They're like, I can create. There's something I'm good at. I'm going to take a chance. I'm not going to be afraid. This doesn't feel right that I am just working and enslaving myself away. Right. And then you have the next level of consciousness, which a lot of people are ascending to right now. I might have to take a break because I have to go. I have an appointment soon. But it is I am my thoughts. And this is where a lot of us get looped in. Okay. I am my thoughts and I am my emotions, the mind and psychology complex. And this is in the 4D. It is a higher ascension than the other ones. But this is where we get into the loop of I need to heal this. I need to heal this. I'm thinking this. I need to heal this. And you constantly in this loop of I got to heal myself because I'm feeling this. Feelings do manifest, but not in that way, right? It's very complex because a lot of people would get to this level and they will start arguing. But because the way she explains it in the video is that she literally says that, healing yourself in the physical is not as complex as people are making it, or you don't have to stop there and take so much time. I saw a lot of people in the comment section arguing, saying, no, it is worth it. You must do it because you have to break the paradigm shift, or you have to break your self-concept. But what she's saying, if you can ascend to the 5D, you don't have to stay in that 4D energy and continue to work on the self-concept. You just have to know. There's nothing that has to validate you to say that I am worthy to ascend or I am worthy of this. It is just a knowing that I am, right? I am what I am. I am as God, is the equivalent of God. Okay, so I know I'm rambling, but I don't know if anybody's still with me right now because I don't see any comments, but I'm gonna have to stop soon. But the 5D is the stillness and the power of now. We all heard that book by Eckhart Tolle. I don't know how to say his name, or I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. The 5D consciousness is I am the now, being in the present moment. I am the now, the stillness, the power of the now. And then we have the 60 is that I am the creator, reality creation. This is where a lot of people can go into meditation and literally create their reality, which we all are always creating our reality. But if you're in the lower consciousness, you don't really realize how you are doing it. You can ascend to the 60 in meditation. Some people think that they can ascend to all the way to the 90, but I do believe the 90. I mean, they can't. I mean, I think that's Kundalini rising. I'm not sure, but I feel that the 90 is like up there. It's when you leave this physical body, but some people can do that, right? We have the 70 is which is I am multidimensional, overview of all dimensions. Yeah, that is astral projection. Okay. That is astral projection 70 when we're leaving our bodies, and we can access like the Akashic records, and we can, see all of that and the knowing what we consider to be the past, the future, the present, but it's always now. Okay. If you understand that, you understand. And the 8D, I am all that is access. Okay. Access to everything. And the 9th dimension is I am the void, God, consciousness. Okay. And I do believe when we go to sleep, like when we go to sleep at night, that is where we are at in the 9D. We don't have to die to be in the 9D. But when we go to sleep at night, that is where we're at in that God consciousness, okay, to give our bodies rest and to break and rejuvenate. And whatever we do when we're asleep and we're not conscious, I feel like we visit our loved ones. I feel like we go everywhere. I had a dream the other night, and I can't really go into detail. And I was thinking about speaking about this. And long story short, there were people everywhere. And every time I was looking into their eyes, and their eyes were black holes. And they were trying to scare me in my dream. They were trying to scare me. They were chasing me, but they were like, and so I was like, damn, I was like, that's not a coincidence, but I was about to speak about this. That's why I took a break yesterday. And I did a lot of meditation. I saw my mom yesterday in my meditation, which was beautiful. And I'll tell y'all that story as well. But I do have to run because I'm always late for the gym. But I hope you guys got something out of this conversation. And go watch that video. Watch your video for yourself. I just did a little brief summary of it, but it's important. It's important for navigating this life and our relationships. Okay. All right. So you guys take care. Bye-bye.